Good afternoon, everybody. Frankie here with an update on what was a $3.5 trillion spending bill has now been taken down to $1.9 trillion. And Joe Manchin says there could be a deal tomorrow on this, at least the framework of it. So check this out.
Take us inside the room. You have seen what we're reporting about what's in and out, so I want to tick through it. First of all, the cost is now being capped at $1.9 trillion. Free community college out. Child tax credit might be extended for 1 year instead of making it permanent. Paid family leave now 4 weeks instead of 12. Clean energy performance program may be dropped. Is that all correct? What am I missing? You were there.
Well, there's a lot of, as was just said, there are a lot of issues that we're still working through. What is very clear, Stephanie, is we're getting really close and made seismic progress last night and over the last few days, both on two fronts. One, the bipartisan infrastructure bill, that's the roads, bridges, rail, the Gateway Tunnel between New York and New Jersey, water infrastructure, broadband, climate resiliency. That bill clearly the president wants on his desk before he heads to Europe.
Let's make news here.
I'm getting there.
We already know
secondly,
the bipartisan bill. Okay.
Steph, I'm getting there.
Yes.
Okay. And secondly, the other priority you wanted to know what happened in the room. And secondly, the other obviously big focus is on the reconciliation package, which clearly there's support for. That's something we're going to pass, something that I've been saying for weeks, so like my colleagues, and months now, that it's got everything from child care, of course, to fighting climate change, to the state and local tax deduction, reinstating that and getting taxes down in Jersey. There's lots that will be in there that will get done, and we're getting very close. It is not, I won't comment on all the specifics there because we're still negotiating, but the bottom line is we're making great progress, and I'm confident we'll get both bills done.
What are the big issues still unresolved?
Well, you're probably seeing there's still questions about everything from like good things that are out or that are definitely part of this, like childcare and universal pre-K, things that we all support. There's questions about exactly on the paid leave side, as you've talked about, issues around Medicare and what happens there on the Affordable Care Act. So some questions are still being worked through, and some of the specifics that I've read about this morning are not exactly in line with what we've talked about. But again, some of these things are going back and forth, and until you're there, you're not final. But what is clear is, and what was clear in the room last night and what we heard from the president, is that we've got to get both these packages across the finish line, and we've got momentum to do so. So I remain optimistic that we will. As you know, the bipartisan infrastructure bill is something that we've been fighting for a long time. I think what is important, what we heard last night from everybody, is we've got to get a vote on that. Democrats are making that clear. You hear from Republicans who want that passed, is what I'm hearing about back home, but also the importance of getting reconciliation across the finish line, and that's something we've also been working on for months.
When Congresswoman Jayapal talked about negotiations yesterday, she talked about her fellow progressives, Democratic senators, and the White House. She didn't mention House moderates. Where is your role in these negotiations?
Well, obviously, we were at the White House yesterday and having these discussions, and we've been involved. I've been on the phone, like a lot of my colleagues, with the White House and my colleagues in the Senate and the House pretty much every single day for the last months, working on this, and obviously working also with the Progressive Caucus and talking to Pramila. So, we continue to work together, and that's how this should happen, by us all working together.
But how are you working with them? Because I got to tell you, when I hear that progressives are going to the White House and meeting with the president in one room, and moderates are going to the White House and meeting with the president in the other room, that is ridiculous. What kind of party can't negotiate together? When you talk about negotiating, you should be negotiating with progressives. Why is it that the same party can't even get in the same room? I can't imagine having that kind of privilege in my own professional life. You got to hash it out.
Are you sitting down with Fox all the time?
No, but Fox isn't on my team. Pramila Jayapal's on yours.
Stephanie, I talk to Pramila all the time. We all talk to each other all the time. That is just the furthest from the truth that we don't work together. And that's what's great about our party. We've got a big tent. We sit down and talk literally every week. We're engaged with each other. And by the way, just I think yesterday, Joe Manchin met with Bernie Sanders. As you know, I think the day before, he was talking to Pramila. we're all working together. We realize we're in the same party and we're rowing in the same direction. And the values we support, the opportunity, whether you're fighting for childcare or fighting climate change, we're all working together. And that's very clear. And, you know, there's going to be broad support for the physical infrastructure package. So at the end of the day, we're going to deliver both these important pieces of legislation for our country, bring our country together and get this done.